Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you are above everything. You are above circumstances. You are above appearances. You are above even yourself, who you think that you are. So, yeah. This understanding is fundamental in manifestation in general, but this understanding is what has the ability to allow you to come above the things that you have not come above. If there are things in your life that you are struggling with or have struggled with, the ego mind tells us that you're struggling with it because it's outside of your control, right? But the truth is you're struggling with it because you have accepted that it is above you, or you have not accepted yourself as above it. And a lot of times when we're in that state, we are waiting on the situation to shift before we can accept that we are above it. Okay. And so you continuously stay in that consciousness of, I guess it's still above me because you're judging by appearances. So we're going to talk about that. You guys can ask questions if you would like. But if you are new here, I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel, and here I talk about law of assumption, manifestation, all that good mystical, magical stuff. So if you're into that, I'd love to have you be a part of the community. Like the video, comment, share it with someone that you think it will help. I do have coaching options available. You can work with me one-on-one, or you can join my next group coaching that is all about manifesting like God, manifesting from the God state. We just ended this month's yesterday, and it was so powerful, incredible, such an incredible group of goddesses, and a lot of really amazing shifts. So let's get into the video. Hey, Wanfea. Hey, Natoya. I was thinking about you today. Hi, Mama Kay. Hi, Yaya. Hi, Daisha. Hi, Angela. Hi, Terrell. Hi, Ash Lily. Hi. I say hi, Mama Kay already. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Ty. Hi, Kyra. Oh, wait, I think I said that to you already too. Okay. All right, you guys. Hi, Casey. So you guys can ask questions as well. If you want to ask about your specific circumstance and coming above it. But this is the thing to understand, okay, you guys? You are above what you say you are above, and you are beneath what you say you're beneath. And that's it, okay? Because this world is all fantasy. I think that's a good place to start, okay? We're used to looking at the facts, right? Well, what is it? What does it look like? What is it? So you have to understand that it is that and it's not that at the same damn time. Okay? Let's even make this more understandable and practical. Something that is very helpful is to believe in parallel realities, okay? Understanding that the reality that you're in is not the only reality that there is, okay? There are parallel versions. If you want to understand that, if that sounds far out and trippy, look into something like the Mandela effect, right? Or the Mandela effect, or whatever the fuck, the effect, okay? Where large groups of people remember major events happening differently, okay? We could get in all into that. But for instance, like, I don't know, the cornucopia, right, on the Fruit of the Loom. Some people know that there was a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom. Now there's no cornucopia. And apparently there's never a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom. Our heart used to be like to one side. Now it's back in the middle of the chest. I actually remember when it was in the middle of the chest as a kid, and then I grew up and they were like, no, it's actually on one side. Now apparently it's back to being in the middle of the chest. Like, there's lots of things that you can look up and see that reality is not as fixed as we believe that it is. It's actually not fixed at all, okay? But you are shaping reality with your beliefs and assumptions. So if your beliefs and assumptions are that reality is fixed, reality is difficult to change, or it's not really affected by me, or whatever, reality has to prove that true to you. Okay? It has to confirm that true to you. Really quick, you guys here, I am going to ask you for you to intend with me just positive news. I'm not going to go into details, but just intend with me positive news for someone in the community, and just hear me coming back and telling you guys that it worked out fine. All right. Now, yes, reality is malleable. That foundational belief, and how malleable is it, right? Is how malleable is it? We think that that is a question that is answered by somebody else, right? No, you answer that. How somebody else, right? Somebody else. No, you answer how malleable it is, right? You answer it's very malleable, meaning that it can change in the instant that I decide that it does. Or you can say it's not that malleable. It takes a lot of hard work and effort and energy and strain and strife to change it. Or you could say it's not malleable at all. Reality is what it is, and we better get to accepting it. Okay? So accept that reality is completely malleable. It's all, the more changeable that you see that it is, the more changeable that it's going to be. The more that you decide anything is, the more that it's going to be that. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys something that I've been thinking about. I was actually learned from Candace and Brian. They are Awaken the God Self, because somebody was asking me on another video who they are. Awaken the God Self with Candace. That's her channel. But she was talking about not believing in lack, right? And that's a lot of the foundation of what their teachings are, which is only believing in the truth, which is perfection, right? Only believing in the truth of love, of God, abundance, wholeness, peace. Only believing in that. Anything else is a lie, right? And so this is the thing that I want to say about this, is that you're believing in something anyway. Like right now, you might think, I don't believe, I don't have any faith, right? But you have faith. You just have some faith in some bullshit, you know? You just have faith in some bullshit instead of having faith in what you want. And it's because we are trained to believe in bullshit, okay? We are trained to believe in bullshit. We're trained to focus on bullshit. We're trained to focus on what is, which a lot of times could be some bullshit. So, but that doesn't mean that that's all that it is. Like manifesting, you guys, is really you training your mind. You think manifesting is training 3D, but you don't understand your mind is what leads to 3D. You're training your mind. You're training yourself. If you can master yourself, you master reality. But you guys trying to master reality without mastering yourself. And that's why it's frustrating. That's why it's annoying. That's why you're not getting results. That's why you're like, I've been doing this for so long. Well, you're doing it from the point of, oh, poor little me. You're doing it from the point of, oh, I hope, and I don't really know. You know, you're doing it from the point of, well, I don't ever really practice, but here, give me $1 million right this second. Oh, I see you. I knew you wasn't finna do that. See, this shit don't work, bro. This is some bullshit. I'm just saying. Have you accepted yourself as the creator of your reality? Have you accepted yourself as the creator of your reality? Have you accepted yourself as God? Have you accepted yourself as God? When it comes to your certain situation, have you accepted yourself as God to that situation? Yeah, you have faith, but what are you choosing to believe? Like, really think about this, y'all, okay? This is about to heal all your money beliefs, okay? What if lack was impossible to you? What if lack was impossible to you? What if lack was like the same way if I told y'all, no lie, like the sky is fucking purple right now, bruh. Or, I don't know, the sky could be kind of purple, but I don't know. The sky is some color that the sky could never be, right? You're not going to just believe me, right? If I told you, I don't know, like, I'm actually a vampire from fucking Transylvania, you're not just going to take my word for it. That's impossible to you. That's outside of your scope of what you believe is possible. What if lack and poverty was outside of your scope of what you thought was possible? And what if you just decided that right now? Stop waiting for proof. Okay? Stop waiting for proof. That's where you're fucking up. As long as you wait for proof, you're going to be in Tryingsville. You're going to be in Waitingsville. You're going to be in, oh my gosh, well, I've accepted it, but it's not in the 3D. No. Stop waiting for proof. Accept it the moment that the desire comes upon you. When you know that you're one with everything and you're just selecting, you're not making anything happen. You're not even really, I guess you could say you're attracting it because of how it unfolds in reality. It does seem to be attracted to you, but you are lighting up and revealing a reality that already is, okay? If you really recognize a real dawn when you see one, if you really knew yourself as God, if you really knew yourself as the creator, you would not say half the shit that you say. But the problem is you're not aware of the shit that you're saying because you just talk on autopilot, okay? You talk on autopilot. You think on autopilot. You react on autopilot. You respond on autopilot. That is unconscious living. When people say sleep and woke, that's what they mean. You're asleep, but you're sleepwalking. All of these people, they're sleepwalking. They're sleeping, but they're walking. They're living. They're going to work. They're having families, but they're asleep. They don't know who they are. They don't know what's going on. They believe that the purpose of life is to pay bills and get a promotion and get your 401k and 2 dogs and a kid or whatever the fuck and a white fence or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And to finally get a good president in office that can help them and care about them. That's what life is about as a sleepwalker. It's about getting everybody else to get their shit together and do everything nice for me because y'all, it's y'all responsibility to make me happy. That's muggle living. Okay? As a mystic, you're awake. So you're seeing beyond the illusion. You're seeing beyond what is. Okay? You're seeing beyond what is. And when you know that no matter what is, right? No matter what is, it can be something different. No matter what it is. Let me tell y'all something. Your desire is not impossible. Your desire is not impossible. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Are you willing to direct your attention? Now, that's the real question. Are you willing to direct your attention? Not until it's hard, not until, oh, well, I'm frustrated. But are you willing to direct your attention until it's done? Till it's manifested? Till you're holding it in your hand? Well, that's the only question. That's the question, y'all. Ain't no, is it, will it? I don't know. I don't see any evidence in 3D. Am I going to contemplate on my end until it's mine, until I have it? Am I willing to do that? And not everybody is willing to do that. And if you're not willing to do that, then that's your problem. Okay? That's the problem. The problem is not the power. It's not the law. It's not the circumstance. It's not the thing outside of you. It's your addiction to it. It's your enchantment with it. It's you being under the spell of powerlessness, under the spell of circumstances, under the spell of reacting to what is, like you're not above that shit. You are so above it that you can place yourself beneath it. You're so above everything that you can place yourself beneath it, and it'll appear like that. But one day you will remember who you are, and you will remember that you are above everything, that everything isn't subject to you. But when I'm telling y'all, like, I keep saying this and it sounds so simple, but when you really can get this, you won't ever be like trapped in a belief or trapped in anything. What you accept as true is true. Not just about 3D, you guys, about yourself, okay? About yourself. When you say, oh, this is just something, I just can't manifest money. That's just something I can never do. Who is saying that, bruh? That is not encoded into your frequency. That is not encoded into your DNA that you just can't do it, okay? That is what you encoded into yourself, okay? That's what you encoded into yourself. That's it. So everything that you believe that is true, okay? What you believe is true. Think about your desire right now, okay? What do you believe about your desire right now? Everything that you believe about your desire, everything you believe about your SP, everything you believe about money, everything you believe about your business, your health, your appearance, everything that you believe about everything is just a story. It is not fundamental. The only thing that is fundamental is God. Okay? Fundamentals are the building blocks of fun. Fundamentals are the building blocks of fun. Y'all want to have fun, but you don't want to have no fundamentals. You want to manifest, all kind of shit, but you don't want to understand that imagination creates. You don't want to read Neville. You don't want to understand the law of assumption. You just want to make shit appear out of nowhere, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But the fundamentals are the building blocks of fun. When you get your fundamentals correct, when you understand who the fuck you are, when you understand that every single thing that you speak is abracadabraing, okay? I create as I speak. That's what abracadabra means. When you understand, when you look at yourself and say, I can never do this because I've always been like that you are putting a spell on yourself. People be so concerned about the government, right? The government, they're doing this to us. They're doing that to us. Oh, the secret societies, they're doing this. They don't have to do shit to you. You do it to yourself. You abracadabra your own life to suck. They don't gotta ruin your life. All they gotta do is suggest to you that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that life is hard, that happiness is for some people and not others, that happiness is actually bad. Ooh, money is the root of all evil. More money, more problems, right? And you will do the rest. You'll do the rest. Okay? All right. You're above it. The thing that you think is above you, you're above it. That's the truth. You can recognize that or not. You can act from that or not. But you are above it though. And here's the thing too I want to say, y'all, because I understand that reality is convincing. Your mind is convincing. Okay, your ego self is convincing. It's going to tell you, it's going to kick you straight facts. Just the same way that y'all hear what I'm saying and it's resonating. When your ego be talking that shit, it be resonating. It be like, come on, let's just look at the statistics. You know what I mean? Like, let's look at the numbers. Let's just crunch these. Let's look at the pie graph. Okay, like let's just look at what it is. That could never happen. That's not likely to happen. You probably not going to get that. It's better if we actually prepare to fail so that we don't get disappointed. Right? But understand that that's only going on in that reality though. That's only going on in that reality. When you persist in your assumption, the same voice that's convincing you how it's impossible will start convincing you how it is possible. But you have to persist through that though, right? You have to persist through that. You have to persist through the opposition, okay? The opponese. Okay, you got to persist through that. You stop bowing to 3D and you stop bowing to your ego self. You stop bowing to the lower mind. Okay, it doesn't know any better, so stop giving it authority. That's like if you letting a 7-year-old drive the car and wondering why you in an accident. They don't know any better. Okay, all right. I'm going to start from the bottom up and read some of your questions. Natoya, I love you. You have some of the most beautiful energy I've ever encountered. And you are just such a sweet, beautiful, amazing, incredible person. That's what I was thinking about you today. But okay. When things don't show up in your 3D, what do you say to yourself? What things help you deny the 3D without activating lack realization? That's a very good question. Okay, it depends. If something is not showing up, like, number one, I don't really accept that. Like, and I think this goes back to me saying, like, when I'm manifesting something, I'm more concerned with my consciousness than the 3D. I'm more concerned with impressing my mind and what am I thinking than what I'm seeing. So me looking to see if it's there is not really something I'm going to do. Now, unless this is something that you need in a time crunch, right? Where it's like the time has come and gone for you to get the thing. Okay, in that instance, then I would most likely revise it. Like, yeah, I would most likely revise, like, yeah, no, I did get it or something like that. But I also just, I don't know, like this, I don't know how this is going to be taken, But to be honest, you guys, I just don't really be giving a fuck too much about stuff. Like, I just let it be what it's gonna be. Like, and I know that sounds contradictory, but like, let's say I wanted to win a competition for strawberry picking in my town or something, and I don't win, and I was manifesting I would win. Like, for me, I might revise it, you know, but I'm also not going to ruminate on that and be like, wow, look at me, I can't even manifest a strawberry picking contest. I'm just going to keep persisting in whatever it is that I want. I'm not going to, and this again goes to not letting your results define you. Okay. And I get that. I get that you want, obviously you want better results. You want to manifest with more accuracy, but manifesting with more accuracy comes from you persisting. It comes from you continuously always identifying as God, no matter what you do or don't do. You see what I'm saying? Making that foundational instead of conditional. Like, instead of, well, I got what I wanted, so I guess I'm powerful. No, it doesn't matter. Like, I am powerful, and then revising it so that it doesn't seep into a lack identity. Okay. But if it's something that I don't need in a time crunch and I just want and I don't see it yet, that's not really something I'm acknowledging as much as I can. I'm not acknowledging that I'm not seeing it. I'm just dwelling on the end. Okay. I accept we manifest money, SPs, etc. But it's hard to wrap my mind around how to apply to global things that cause a lot of stress, like evil government systems restrictions. Okay, that's a good question. Okay, there's a couple ways that I could answer this question. The first thing is, don't worry about the world of Caesar. Okay. Now, and I'm don't worry, because I'm gonna give you the limitless answer as well, because it is possible. All right. But unless it's really on your heart, because I'm sure that there are people who really truly have the desire to make the government a better place for everybody, right? Like activists and people that do that type of stuff. If that's you, then wait for my second answer. But if you are just concerned about how the government affects you, then don't worry about the world of Caesar. That's the world of Caesar. This world, this earth is, you know, it contains illusions, okay? And the illusions are the bouncing off place for us to come back to God. So it's kind like, I know, like when we come into our God selves, we're like, why can't everything be beautiful, right? Why can't everything be wonderful? It can be in consciousness. But, you know, in the world of Caesar, it's not that it can't be, it's just create your heaven here and you will experience it out there. Now, the next part is when it comes to the government government systems, this is a thing that we have accepted as above us. Okay. There's nothing that we could do. That is a story though, right? That's actually not true. We absolutely could manifest having positive people in our government. We could absolutely manifest, but we have to think about what is our concept of government. Long before Trump was in office, the concept of government was evil, deceptive, lying, you know, terrible. That's always been what they thought of governments. Even in the damn Bible, they ain't like the tax collectors. Okay. Like that's just what the idea of government has been. So we would have to come into an idea of a positive, harmonious, beautiful, incredible government before we actually saw that. It's not different from anything, because all of this is in your dream. Okay. All of this is in your dream. The government is part of the dream. It's part of the illusion. So it's subject to your assumptions. So if you feel like that's what you want to spend your time doing, then do that. But, you know, yes, I was having a down day and I told myself I'm still God, even when I don't feel great. It helped a lot and the mood passed. I love that, princess. Darling. Yes, I catch myself thinking way more before speaking. This is definitely a sign, because honestly, you guys, for me, like, let me start here. When I first learned about the law of attraction, when I first learned about manifestation, I didn't even know about like the law of assumption and instant manifestation, but I used to just I was so careful about what I gave my attention to and what I gave my energy to. And I was like, if I wouldn't want that to manifest immediately, I'm not going to give attention to it. I'm not going to say it, right? That doesn't mean that I was perfect at that, but I was very good at it. And I created a very beautiful life for myself, right? A very beautiful state for myself as well. But the more that I come up in consciousness, like as I kind of got away from that and I kind of got into like, well, I need to honor how I'm feeling. And yeah, you know, this and this and that. And I'm not saying not to honor how you're feeling, but all I'm saying is the more that I kind of was like, oh, well, it's fine. I can just have this conversation. I can just rant and rave with this for this friend. And well, it doesn't really matter if I say this. That's when shit started getting more fucked up, okay? The more that I came into higher awareness, the more that I realized that every thought is creative. And that doesn't mean that every thought manifests instantly in 3D. It means that you dwelling on a thought, you deciding, you get cut off in traffic, you're on the phone with somebody, you're thinking, damn, like, do I want to tell them and go into this negative energy about traffic and being cut off and feeling disrespected, or do I want to just keep it light? And you say, well, I do want to go into it. Go ahead. And that's fine, right? I'm not saying that we have to be perfect, but what I'm just saying is know that you're making that choice to dwell on something that's not in your favor. That might lead you to another choice or mood or state or thought that is also not in your favor. That might lead you into another, that might lead you into something into 3D, okay? So it's like being more selective about what you decide you're going to entertain. Okay, what you're going to say, what you're going to claim. And this is also knowing yourself as a creator whose power is in the present. Because we want to accept, well, this is what it is. I mean, that's what it is. So I have to say what it is. Well, if all your power is in the now and everything exists in the now, then you don't actually have to claim that, right? You don't actually have to claim that. You actually get to say anything. That's the thing, y'all. You get to say anything. You can say anything in the now. You can claim anything in the now. It doesn't matter if you believe it or see it or know it or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. You have the now to be able to say it. This is where you start to claim it. This is where you start to shift, okay? A few days ago, I lost 3 cards in a parking pass. I held my composure and told myself it'll pop up where I already looked, and it did. I love that. Oh, wow. I love that, princess. I manifested new friends in 1 week by deciding I already met my new friends. I got advice the day I decided that led me to finding a new friend and going out last Saturday. That's awesome. I love that. Oh, thank you for your intentions, you guys. You guys are so sweet. Oh, congratulations, Renee, on your music. That's amazing. I feel like I can mold my awareness, but it's hard to grasp what I want to see for the rest of humankind. I want for everyone to be safe, free, and cared for. I love that. What I will say, you guys, is work on yourself. Start small, okay? And here's why. This is what I mean when I say you're trying to run a marathon when you can't run around the block, okay? If you're trying to create for everybody else, but you don't really feel as the operant power in your own life, you see what I'm saying? Like, start to build the belief, because part of it is accepting it and part of it is getting evidence. Part of it is manifesting something and seeing it coming to fruition and manifesting something else and seeing it coming to fruition. That builds your faith. That solidifies your identity as your God self, okay? But in the same way, when you start with not a lot of evidence and not a lot of faith, and you're like, okay, let's manifest utopia in a world that I firmly believe and have tons of evidence for the whole entire time of eternity and humanity is a terrible place, and you don't really see that shifting, and you are actually seeing more evidence of the opposite, it's not giving you more faith. It's kind of taking your faith away, okay? But if you say, I want to see a blue butterfly today, and you see it, your mind probably is going to be like, that's a coincidence, but that's pretty cool. But the next day that you say, somebody's going to tell me a joke, and the friend that never tells you a joke tells you a joke, you're like, now that's weird. That's specific. Okay. When you're thinking about some show, and then all of a sudden the show is on the billboard in front of you. You're gonna start to see, damn, okay, this reality literally is copy paste my thoughts. And since it's copy paste my thoughts, I can use that on higher and higher levels. I can use that on myself. I can use that on humanity. I can use that on others, okay? I pulled over 20K out of my 401k this time last year. How do I revise? I never did it last year, but I'm actually doing it this year. I would say just see yourself pulling it out. Just see, like, I would say just see, like, whatever the notification is that you got, like, in your bank account, just see that again, like, in your bank account now. And just be open. Just be open. Because I could be wrong, but it sounds like I don't think it's really about your 401k. It sounds like you just need the 20K. And you have decided that that's the way that it can come. But I would say just see the 20K in your bank account. Like, see it if you want to, even if you want to do it from the 401k, see that, you know how it tells you, like, this thing charged this much. Like, see that in your bank account, okay? What are your thoughts about borrowed faith and instant manifestation? What do you mean by borrowed faith? I think instant manifestation is great. I love instant manifestation. It's just accepting that it's happened now, or even that it's already happened. Is it possible to manifest my dream job, even though I don't know what I want to do exactly, without searching, applying for jobs, and how? Should I revise as if I'm already working in that job? Yes, everything is possible. So anytime you say, is it possible? The answer is yes. It doesn't matter if you don't know what you want to do. Think about more what you want to feel, or what your experience that you want to have. Like, how do you want to feel going to work? You feel excited, you feel inspired, you feel important, you feel acknowledged, you feel recognized. Like, focus on what you do know about what you want, and focus on even, like, things that you can think of. Like, do you want to be in an office? Do you want to work from home? How do you want to dress at that place? What kind of coworkers do you want? What kind of boss do you want? Are you the boss? Like, clarify what you can clarify, and just accept that. I would say you can even condense it into, like, one affirmation. I have the perfect job. Wow, I manifested the perfect job. Wow, this is the perfect job. You could even rampage even more about it. Oh my God, I manifest the perfect job with the perfect pay and the perfect employer and perfect company. And just focus on what you do know, but you don't have to know. Okay. I love you, Ashley. I learned so much about LOA, but when it comes to love, it's a struggle bus at times. Movement also comes in, but slower. I tried to get through it with instant manifestation, understanding, and still stuck. Okay. So when you're having this experience, especially when you understand the law, okay? Sometimes you don't understand the law, guys. Like, and that I'm not even saying this to be away, but understanding the law, you guys, understanding the fundamentals is the building blocks of fun. Okay. Do y'all know where I'm getting that from? But the fundamentals are the building blocks of fun, you guys. Like, you being able to do all of this shit in 3D comes from you knowing yourself as God. And even if you don't know yourself as God, if you can't get there, at least knowing that you are the sole creator of this reality, that you are the sole influence of this reality, that fundamental thing will help you. Okay. Now, when it comes to this, Noosh, when I'm reading your comment, when it comes to love and money, what I've noticed is that there are these deep core beliefs that we have that are operating beneath our assumptions. Okay. So you might be assuming, I don't know, you might be trying to manifest your relationship with your SP, and you might be affirming, like, they love me, they adore me, they're obsessed with me, but you have not looked at what you truly believe about yourself and what you believe about love. Okay. And so what you believe about yourself is that, well, I'm never really the one that people, choose. I'm not really chosen. What you believe about love is that love is not really available. It's kind of scarce. Love doesn't really exist anymore. Those beliefs are operating the same time that you're affirming, he's obsessed with me, he loves me, he's obsessed with me. And so you do get, because your attention is so powerful, you get a little bit of movement. You get a little bit of, oh, he's texting. He might even blow your phone up or something like that. But those other things are expressing too, right? So he might blow your phone up and then say, oh yeah, but I still, I don't know, I'm still with somebody else, or oh, I still like it's, you have to go to the core of the root, the identity, you guys. When you have been manifesting something, you're like, I struggle with this. It's an identity thing. It's a core belief thing. Okay. When you shift your identity, your self-concept, who you believe that you are in relevance to the thing, really ask yourself, Noosh, who do I believe that I am in relevance to love? You believe it's hard. What if it wasn't? What if it was easy? Why is it hard? What's your experience? That's going to tell you what your core beliefs are, okay? Your core beliefs are in your experience. What keeps happening? What keeps happening over and over again? They keep leaving. Okay, you have an abandonment wound. They are always cheating me. Okay, you're not chosen. They never want to be with me. Okay, you're not committed to. I'm always the last thing on their list. Okay, you're not prioritized. Like, look at what's happening. It's telling you what you believe, okay? And then flip those beliefs. What would you rather it be like? What do you want it to look like? How do you want to feel in love? How do you want to feel about that? Then you're going to unapologetically claim that and persist in that. And you're not going to persist in it and keep checking with SP to see if they got the memo. Oh, hey, I've decided to love myself. Have you? No, you're just going to keep deciding to love yourself. You're going to keep deciding to see yourself as someone who love is easy for, who love is amazing experience for, who love is abundantly available for, who people are, they adore you. You're always adored. You're always cherished. You're always treasured. You're always the center of loving attention. You're going to make these decisions about yourself. You're going to redecide about love. Love is a positive experience for you. It's a healthy experience for you. It's a healing experience for you. Love is amazing. Love is like a fairy tale in your life. You're going to make that decision. And you're going to persist. And then all of a sudden he's blowing up your phone and it doesn't stop. Okay. So keep look within, you guys. This is the only place to change anything. Okay. All right. If I defer a light bill and I'm intending for $1 billion randomly, is that me not being above it by extending the payday? Well, yes and no. To be honest, if you want to manifest money quicker, it depends. Because I would say definitely change how you view money, okay? Feeling like I can't pay the light bill and claiming $1 billion are two very separate states, right? So instead of still, because in the moment that you say, I can't pay this light bill, that's the identity that you're in, right? So I would say it would be better for you to pay the light bill knowing that you do have money. Lack is an illusion. You see what I'm saying? Like, lack is an illusion. The idea that you don't have the money for the light bill is actually an illusion. That's not actually true. You don't have to accept that as true. However, let's say if the light bill is due last week, and it's either you're going to get it cut off or defer it, and you don't see the money in your bank account, well, then do it from that state of, this is no longer my experience. I would even say go as far as revising it. And definitely don't, when you feel that feeling, you guys, when you have bills due and the bill is a lot or whatever, and you're like, I don't know if I can pay this, or I don't think I can pay this. Like, really, I want you to start seeing, relate differently to how much money it is. $1 billion to a billionaire, $1 million isn't even shit. So whatever your light bill is, start looking at that like, that's nothing. That could come to me instantly. That could come to me today. You see what I'm saying? Like, make it less of a big deal. It's not really so much about what you do. It's more about what's the state that you're doing it from. So I would say, revise that you did pay it. You always pay your bills. Your bills are on auto pay. You don't even have to go out your way to pay it because you always got the money. They just come out. Like, that's just what it is, But keep persisting, of course. All right. You taught me how manifesting is not thing, it's me. My new theme song is I Decided by Solange. I forgot about I Decided. That was my jam. Yes. I love that Ty. Ty is always so in the flow. Thank you, Natoya. You're so sweet. Okay. Let's see. This is pretty long. I'm trying not to make these friggin' hours long. Hi, Jenny. I love you. Hi, Refugia. Okay. How to manifest something you have to look at or cover up daily. My lips are really discolored and I am always having to hide it. Okay. I would suggest for that SATs, and just like, this is the thing. When you're seeing something in 3D, I hear that, but this is why you deny the senses, right? And even close the door to the senses, closing your eyes, you know, like going within your imagination to see it better. Okay. So see your lips being the color that you want. You can even, if you're not a seer, you can hear somebody telling you, oh my gosh, girl, your lips look so different. Like, you know, whatever, like, you know, whatever, like your lips look so, or you can hear somebody ask you, are you wearing lip gloss? Are you wearing lipstick? Like something like that. But just make the time to like go within, you know, go beyond. You have to make the time to go away from what is, you guys, in whatever way that is. It does not matter whether it's visualizing, whether it's inner conversation, whether it's scripting, whether it's whatever. Like, you have to make the time to go away from what is and put your attention on something else, okay? Scripting before bed, a form of SATs? I don't think so, because I think that for you to be scripting, you have to be more awake than you are in SATs. I think that it's still a wonderful thing for you to do. You know, I think it's a great thing to script before bed, because even if you script before bed and go to sleep, you're still probably falling asleep in the feeling, which is SATs, right? But as you're scripting, you're not in SATs, because you're too, for you to be writing, you have to be aware, right? So yeah, I would say, if anything, you could do like the lullaby method, just repeat something. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go because I actually have a lot to do today, but I'm intending this prospers you all immensely. If you guys would like to join the Godstate group coaching that is starting on Sunday, you can. The link is in the description. I'd love to have you. If you'd like to work one-on-one with me, there's also links in the description for that. If you'd like to join the Patreon for daily metaphysical Bible studies and scripting prompts, then I'd love to have you in that as well. But other than that, I'm intending this prospers you immensely. I'm absolutely sure that it has. And I will see all of you beautiful, wonderful people soon.